Hmm. Hello, goblins. It's Chris, Eldritch Pipes. Did you miss me? Yes, I was on holiday last week, so no video. But back at it this week. Amongst doing other things, watching a lot of Olympics. It's been quite fun. The swimming's been really fascinating to watch. The French have got a chap, Leon Marchand, and he's crushing it, basically. And the French are going wild over him, which is like, fair play. Obviously the gymnastics is awesome. USA doing really well. And who else is doing really well? China doing really well. Just finished watching some archery. And the Koreans have just got gold in, was it a mixed event? I think it was a mixed event. And they the runners up were the Germans, and the Koreans just crushed them. 6-0 was the score. I don't know who got bronze. But very good. Apparently the Irish are doing pretty well for boxing. Go the Irish. Who else is... Oh, and there's just was it today? Or was it yesterday? In the women's boxing. I don't know if you've heard the controversy. One woman took one hit from her opponent and just went, I'm out. Said she'd never been hit that hard in her life. It turns out the person that hit her had failed 2 gender tests in 2 previous tournaments, and the test was a chromosome test. So she's not XX, she's XY. She is XY. And it's like, come on, man. There are some sports where maybe gender doesn't really matter. I don't see why it would matter in archery. Not with the special bows that they've got. You know, they're not pulling any weight, so there's no strength. It's just about aiming. But boxing? That seems irresponsible to me. Irresponsible. So yeah. Anyway, apart from that kind of madness going on, went to see Deadpool and Wolverine. Pretty good movie. Pretty good. There's a lot of jokes. To be expected. Hugh Jackman as Wolverine is just amazing. Anyway, cameos for days. If you've been a superhero in the last 10 years, you've probably appeared in this film. Enjoyed it. I'm smoking, before I forget. C&D, Red Carolina, with Perique. Oh, also last week, I went, saw Ian on his canal boat. I don't know if you know Northern Briars. Ian Walker lives and works on a canal boat. Really groovy little place. making pipes on the water. Even though it was my week off, when I went to see him, I took all my tools for rustication, and I rusticated 3 pipes for him. What did I do? Oh, one called a countryman, which is like it's like a fat pot, but with a chamfered rim, like a bulldog or Rhodesian. It's got a rim around it as well. A pagoda, which is one of Ian's own shapes, I think. Yeah, it is. Which is a really interesting. It's got like 3 sort of like rings around the middle. It's quite a tricky one to rusticate. And one of Ian's, what are they called? Not sea urchins, that's what they're called. I don't know if you've seen his sea urchin. It's like a 5-segmented shape with like, well, if you've seen a sea urchin, like these like sucker points going down the 5 segments. It's a very cool pipe. While I was there, actually, he gave me some tobaccos to test. So I'll be smoking one of them next week. He gave me a few. I'm just going to show you one because we did a load of Fribourg and Treya reviews. But I didn't do Special Brown Flake. Well, I've got some now, so I'll do a review of that next week. I'll tell you what, when I opened that Cornell and Deal, it's like it smelled like beer inside. I've just made some beer. It took a month to ferment. It was pretty good. But man, the smell from the tin of that Cornell and Deal was just like after you've brewed the wort. It's got this really funky smell to it. Yeah, funky, fermenting, yeasty, delicious. Man, it's been warm. I don't mind telling you. Really warm. Right, pipes. I've got 2 pipes available today. And 1 commission. An interesting commission. A pipe I've only made once before. And then refused to make again because every time I kept trying to make it after that, I messed it up. But it'd been so long since I'd tried the last one. When the current guy said, "Will you make one?" I went, "All right, I'll give it another go." I'll show you that one at the end. So the 2 pipes available. Black sandblessed acorn with blue Cumberland stem. Plateau rim. Really blasted nicely, this guy. Loads of ring grain. In fact, the ring grain is almost more prominent than the straight grain. Just seeing it rippling down the bowl is pretty nice. And kind of rugged on the shank. not totally wild plateau. My favourite one's the kind of like 45-degree slants, but that's a bit crazy for some people. This is a bit more tame, but still that really lovely, just live edge. Just plenty of detail in the blast, really nice. And the blue Cumberland stem. So there you go, pipe number 1. Is a black sunblessed acorn. Not a plateau rim this time. And red Cumberland stem. Again, the ring grain really quite prominent on this fella. If only they were all like that. Oh, isn't that nice? The red Cumberland stem is like nearly two-tone, which is kind of funky, but nice. Probably going to be 2 of the last acorns available, because until I get a new order of briar, many of the blocks I've got are either won't do it or they're reserved for acorn commissions. So if you've been wanting an acorn and you don't want to wait a lot longer, because I'll have to put an order in and then they've got to get here and then they've got to dry. It's months and months and months. There you go. 2 acorns. And my rare commission. I've nearly removed this from my website a couple of times to stop giving people the idea of commissioning. But on the site, this is called a Lazy Gentleman. And the one on the website is all smooth, which is, as you know, a rarity. This was almost going to be completely rusticated, but it got a smooth rim, which is a nice contrast with the rusticated finish. It has like a Rhodesian or Bulldog style ring around the centre. He actually did 2 finishes on this rim. First of all, I wanted to do like a contrast, chocolate and yellow. But after I'd done it, it was sort of nice on its own, but it didn't fit with the rest of the pipe, so I had to finish it again, which is a bit of a pain, but we just needed that sort of like classic look on what's quite a bit of a quirky shape. And there you go. Ladies and gentlemen, don't commission one. Actually, I can show you the my drilling layout for that one. So as you can see, what you need to do is, it's a really steep drilling angle, so it cuts right through the mortise chamber, out of the side of the mortise rather, and so an end cap is put on, and it's just, it's not hard. It's not hard. It's just, I think in the past, before I had my new pipe chuck, my drilling wasn't quite as accurate, and so I think because like the couple of times that I've messed it up, I've like carved into the airway, sort of doing the bend. And if your airway isn't exactly where you expect it to be, you can get into trouble that you can't come back from. But there we are. All right. That's it from me. I'll be back, all being well, next week. Yeah. Next week, and hopefully it'll be a little bit cooler. All right. Till next time, take it very easy. Loyal pipe maker.